Hey everyone, hello, welcome. We are Tuesday, which means that we are playing Shadowscar. I'm Simon at Wandering DM. You see him pronounce. I will be your GM for tonight. Tonight, which is our last session of our little mini campaign, Eyes in the Darkness. Before we plunge back into where we were, I'll have the players introduce themselves for the very last time. Forever. No, I'm kidding. But for the very last time for this campaign, let's go around the table. We'll do clockwise order, so we'll start with the person to my right, which is Lynn. Hi.
Hey everyone, I'm Lynn, she, they, and tonight I'm playing Aya, futuristic, idol, she, her.
Next up is Justin.
Pardon me. I am playing Leslie. He, them, face guy, trouble, faller into her of the group. That's probably the best way to put that.
And recently single. Last but not least, Yutai.
Hello, I'm Yutsai, he, him. I'll be playing Oro, he, him, a one-armed, sword-wielding, I was about to say samurai, but technically we're ninja, I guess, with a lot of special eyes.
True. And so, where we left off last time, the three of you were chasing after a chance Lionheart, who was last seen trying to hop into one of the Steam Titans found in a construction yard, let's say, in a shipyard, kind of mecha yard, I guess, in Zurich on the World of Steel Court. You managed to find him. Unfortunately, he got into one of the Titans before you, and so a combat ensued where Mr. Lionheart tried desperately to open a tear through reality, but you punched the lights out of him and tripped his robot and leveled the alert level by like 2. People are freaking out. Panic, chaos. Everyone's running around in the aftermath of this combat, and the three of you are in the pilot room of the Titan that Chance was in. He's currently unconscious at your feet.
Ah! Len, you okay? Oh, not Len. Whoops. I see through the screen of reality. I know your true name.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Ah.
Hi.
Oro kind of picks himself off the ground. He goes to check on the unconscious, hopefully not dead, just unconscious. Kind of gingerly touches the spot where he slammed his sword with the sheath on, still like right on his head. And then he's going to start like pulling him out of, if he hasn't been already, he's going to start pulling him out of like the controller area, since he does know how to pilot this thing technically. So, the last thing that happened was the loudest. I'm going to assume that's Leslie. Ugh.
Yeah. I will just get out and just kind of look. Is the tear still there?
The tear is closing, but due to its nature, if you remember back when you were in Norlands, it tries to like suck everything into itself. Mm-hmm. And so the size of it means that, like, yes, it's closing, but even now, like trees, branches, loose piping or material is just getting sucked into it. You haven't seen any people being sucked in it, due to it being kind of like, he started cutting it at the height of like the head height of his Titan, so it's about like what 8, 9. I think it's 10 stories up, so let's say it's about like 100 feet up in the air.
Okay. I is still going to go outside, like kind of still standing on like, the fallen machine. It will just like yell out for everyone to kind of like take cover, get inside. Make sure any workers and stuff don't get too close and get sucked in.
Good idea. As you come out basically on like the clavicle of this Titan, you feel the rush of wind trying to suck you into the void, but it's not, from the distance that you are, it's not strong enough to actually lift you off your feet. You would have to be a lot closer, which means that the trees that got sucked in were probably like trees that had already fallen.
Everything that was very, very close to it,
Yeah, anything that wasn't close to it, and or like the thing that were directly underneath it got sucked in. Speaking of being outside, to your left is a one-armed Titan, and I know that the engineer inside is freaking out, but what about Leslie?
He's probably walked outside, and until he heard, his companion shout, "Everybody stay, inside or stay safe." He was about to, head over to her, and then he was like, "Oh, wait, no, yeah, that makes sense. But also, wait, I'm coming over there."
You go the long way, like down and then back up the other one. All right. When you reach the ground, you notice like the amount of dust just being like swirling around, being sucked into the, or at least moved because of the vortex. Kind of like I said to Aya, you don't feel yourself swept up to your feet, but you can still definitely feel the pull. From time to time in the smoke, you see like a figure running frantically, not really knowing where they're going, and you hear Aya's shout from atop the Titan to get the hell out of there. I'm not gonna ask you for a roll to climb back up the other one. You can just and rejoin the team. Benji would come live on your comms. Just Team?
Yeah. Yep, we're here.
We're alive.
What's going on? I'm receiving some very distressing messages from Steel Court.
Exactly what messages are you receiving?
There's a giant rip in reality?
Yes, that's happening.
Okay, people are saying
closing,
it's
but
the end of the world.
I will look at it, and it's like, it's closing, but it's not closing very fast.
I mean, we know it's not the end of the world, right? Right?
And she'll look at it, make sure, Benji gets a good look at it.
It's still closing. It might take, like, a good, hour for it to go away.
Okay, yeah.
You need to keep people away from this thing, too. I'm assuming wherever this guy, and he kind of, as he's holding by, the cuff, the scruff of his shirt, their unconscious friend, wherever this guy was going, probably no one wants to accidentally wander into it.
When you grab him by his shirt, a notepad falls off of his coat pocket.
I'll set him down and pick up the notepad and flip it open.
It's one of those, those old school reporter notepads.
Oh yeah,
thick with the.
Yeah.
I was immediately like, a clue, exactly like my stories.
Basically, yeah, and it's got if you flip through the first half of it, for sure, they're all ideas of things to steal and to resell, or how to like repurpose items from different
Oh.
places. He has tried to one of his big thing were to take items from, say, 5th Street or Steel Court and then go to Refuge and sell them as antique in antiquity
Ooh.
stores.
That's a good hustle.
Yeah, because I mean, technically it's the same, more or less, Earth, right? So things were kind of the same.
Remarkably well preserved.
Yeah, and he made a fortune apparently with it. Had a bit more trouble trying to do the reverse. The opposite has many of his ideas just barred out in like thick black marker, like he doesn't want to see. He self-redacted his things. But the last note that he took basically is sort of a quick bullet point list of how to get into the Titan and how to operate it. He seems to have taken notes from someone. He probably just interrogated someone, however he did, you don't know. But his plan seemed to be to take the Titan and to punch a hole through reality to go back to I'm gonna butcher it, Nakatsukuni. Yay. But not in the city. He specifically states that he needs to make sure he doesn't land in the city because he's going to get arrested. It's like 0.4B, not the city. You know, jail, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. No, he talks about an island called Shikoku. That's his destination. Oro, if you can give me, immediately as you read this, mind and knowledge with an extra die. That's your mind and knowledge with an extra die?
Oh my god. Wait.
2?
What?
I have one mind, Simon.
Okay. Oh, right.
And no knowledge.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm the book guy.
Two successes though.
But 2 is enough.
Successes.
2 is enough
Ah!
to know.
2 successes.
Out of curiosity, Leslie, can you do it as well, but without the +1 because you don't come from there? Just to
What
see
was
if,
it
like,
again? It's
looking
just-
over his
it's just
shoulder.
Knowledge.
Knowledge and mind, yeah. But Oro, Shikoku is an island. So you know that when the Veil War happened, yeah, like even Leslie knows about it. When the Veil War happened and destroyed most of Nakatsukuni, it left an archipelago standing. Nakatsukuni is the biggest island on there. A few of the ones around it are completely uninhabited. They're essentially just like rocks with a couple of trees, right? And there are, I should say, still rumors or urban legends of islands that were a bit farther away from the archipelago that apparently have survived in like the sea of sort of tar that was we lost the Yutsai. Oh, okay, he'd be right back. There were these islands that basically remained in the sea of tar. And they're not really accessible by ship from Nakatsukuni. Some people will say yes, some people will say that no, it's just, you know, people who try to brave the basically Black Seas or whatever can't, like, they just start going crazy after a while, and they imagine they see islands with villages, people living in there. Not massive cities, it's always just like almost like an island retreat type of thing. It's a couple of buildings and that's it. And people chuck it to being mad. And Shikoku is one such. It's the name that was given to one such island because it seems the person that described it the first time basically got a more or less spot on version of Shikoku. But no one knows if it exists or not. And apparently Chance believes it so, and was going to straight up try to aim for that place with the Titan. His other point right underneath that is after punching a hole through reality is to tender his resignation, preferably by punching a hole through her.
Her.
Yeah, unlike the people on Fifth Street, even the clues in this world, they don't flat out have, you know, the name of the culprit on there.
It's not circled in red ink.
No, that's it.
So this portal was gonna lead there then.
From what you know of rift diving,
Sort
you
of.
have no idea.
It was not pleasant. It wasn't pleasant.
Yeah, but
No.
but none of you jumped purposefully with. Well, first of all, none of you were wielding the claw. I think Leslie, not even.
Only at the very end recently when I was trying to escape.
And you thought of home.
Yeah.
And it brought you home. So presumably that he thought of Shikoku, even though it's a place that nobody's really seen.
Mhm.
Maybe he could have landed on there.
Well,
You've never tried it? I mean, not that you have like a stockpile of rift claws lying about to just, you know, ruin your sanity with. He is still completely passed out. Looking at Chance, you would notice.
What about the portal though? Like looking at the portal, how much time does the portal look like it has?
At this point, about another 50 minutes.
Okay, so a little under an hour.
Could we call the cleaners our handler ability?
Definitely. Let me go grab the handler thing.
Isn't that only under
Well-
there's when it's under a certain amount?
Yeah, the call to cleaners that he's got. I'll have to maybe remind you, the cleaners that you have are for like the smaller things.
No giant portal cleaners?
Well, here's the thing. When the agency talks about cleaning a breach of this size, they're talking about killing all witnesses because there's no way to pass it off as anything else. And this portal can potentially be seen from miles around. Unless you find a way to yourself sort of tone it down, things are going to go real bad real quick for the people of Zurich. But
I mean,
you do have your team of cleaners that can come and help you. It's just if they see things as they are right now, they're gonna call their own team.
I don't suppose there's some like weird way we can cancel out a portal by like a bag of holding situation where you like cross the portals and they like collapse on themselves.
It's never been tried.
The alternative being like an atom bomb in the middle of Steel Court. Oh, boy.
Currently,
Close when you go through them, right?
yes.
Hypothetically.
We could take the steel robot through.
Yeah.
Having gone through a lot of portals in my time, they seem to close once you go through them.
Well,
Once
I mean,
the-
if you can,
I would say, can you give me mind and knowledge? We'll do some conjecture.
Some crazy mumbling is 3 successes.
You've only done it once, but you've also seen it happen in right before you jumped in the first time. You've jumped through 2 portals at least consciously, perhaps more, but that you don't remember. The only time that it closed off immediately was when you, the person who opened it, traversed to the other side. Because you killed, I believe, the yokai that opened the portal on 5th Court the first time during the fight, the one that Oro sort of bound with the chains, it never went through. And so the portal stayed open and sucked everybody in until eventually it just closed by itself. If you want to close this one, Chance has to go through it.
No, he's not going anywhere right now.
yeah.
Clarification. Would it be Chance or would it be the giant robot that has to go through? Since the giant robot opened the portal?
It's a good question that the 3 successes, I'll say, from Leslie, would the giant robot was like a kind of like a conduit, if you will. Chance is holding the claw. Well, it's somewhere in here. It probably flew off his hand during the fight, but it's fight. You just knocked him out.
It's half used anyway.
It's somewhere in here. He probably just took it, and remember how like the movements that you make, basically the Titan does the same. So he probably was holding on to a bunch of wires with the claw and then ripped, and it went through and opened it up outside instead of inside the thing. But then again, Chance is a member of the Syndicate. He probably knows, like he probably has, quote unquote, his own Mikios that allow for other things that the base item doesn't do unless you have like specific training with it, for instance.
Do you tell us about the theory that the person who opens it has to go through it for it to close?
I mean, after I would say that one, I would definitely say that one part out loud when I mentioned Chance, and then I would say, "Oh yeah, no." So he's got to come with us.
Well, we weren't going to leave him here.
We gotta get this thing closed ASAP. If we don't,
All these people are going to die. So, yeah, we have to go. Regardless. We'll
I'd
figure
like
it
to
out
keep
on
working
the
for-
other side.
I would rather avoid working for people that do that sort of thing on the regular.
Yeah.
Also, don't ask permission. He said it's just his new like mantra.
All right.
I'm guessing we like collect ourselves and our stuff. I'd like to take this opportunity to like tie up Chance.
Yeah.
So he can't like move
Yeah.
as freely. Like he can walk,
What?
but he can't like use his hands. Which
I would mostly just take his gun away from him so he doesn't immediately want to shoot someone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, better safe than time up. Make sure he doesn't have any other tricks.
hmm.
And plus, he'll have multiple chances to make things right. Not gonna let him off that easy.
Listen, if he's wrong, then he'll die along with us when we die on the other side.
Well, as long as we get this portal closed, it's the important thing.
I mean, sure. And then he's just it's all he's just like, yeah, that's probably it. That's,
We should tell Benjiro where we're going, where this thing's opening up. I think we're going to need an evac.
Mhm.
And I don't know if we're going to be able to talk to him once we cross.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, you never know.
That's
Yeah.
well, that's right. We don't know.
Because, but Benjiro's, well, no, because where we're going and. Well, he's heard most of this, right? Like,
Yeah.
because why
Yeah.
he's just gonna like go to sort of half tap where his ear is, he's like, right, Benji.
I don't know where you're going. I wasn't spying on you all the time. Where are you going?
Yeah, come on. Well, what if we told you we have a great way to solve all of our problems and maybe reunite your ex, I don't know, failures together? We'll figure this out when we get there, right?
Okay, where's where?
Oh yeah, what was the name of that place again? And Leslie's just gonna like turn around and he's just gonna look at the unconscious Chance because he's gonna forget that that's who he was next to.
What was that place called again?
Shikoku.
Shikoku.
That was
Why do you want to go there?
That's where he was
portal's
going.
headed. And to
That's where
close it,
she is.
we either got to toss him through or we got to go through with him. And I don't think we want him to be on his own on the other side, for better or for worse.
Well, I guess you don't have a lot of time. I will trust you. Team, just be careful.
I'm almost in the cleaners here regarding the hijacking of the giant robots.
I'll try to spin something. But the sooner the portal disappears, the sooner the better their chances of
All right, let's go with
us
that.
having
Wait,
enough
we
to
see more
kill
time.
Don't suppose we get any backup down here, right?
I can send a team in about 30 minutes.
Well,
I think they're gonna be surprised
Well,
because I haven't mentioned the giant robot.
maybe we can we'll see. Do these things malfunction? Do you have an idea? Like, can these things explode?
They got enough knobs on them. They probably explode somehow.
I can probably
I
spin
mean, not while
something.
we're using them.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Just take care of yourselves.
Is there a way I can heal the 4 damage I took from earlier? Before we jump through a portal?
Ooh.
And how long would that take? If it takes too long, I think we'd rather just jump through sooner.
That is a good question. Let me see. Well, there's no way... Unless you have a Mikio that heals?
Nope.
To do it regularly...
I've got a first aid kit, so I can do medicine check, right?
If
First
someone
aid
has a
kit.
first aid kit, yes, that would help. Oh, there we go. Healing. Well, you've got healing pools back home. You regain 3 vitality at the beginning of every day. And other than that, what I'd say is, if someone has a first aid kit, they can make a medicine check, and every 2 successes will become a point of vitality.
Does anyone have a medicine kit?
Yes.
Oro, pretty banged up, I guess asks openly, did anyone bring a medicine kit? I kind of forgone it for drugs, and I am regretting that decision.
4,
I think that's
5, 6.
6.
Oh my goodness.
Nice. Hell
So
yeah.
that's 3 vitality back.
I'm back to 9 out of 10.
1 to
Yeah.
bandaged up.
Yep. I'm used to those fights.
Scratch some of the bandages. Thanks, Leslie. Hopefully this will keep me in one piece till we get back.
Who's piloting the thing? Who's jumping? Who's piloting the thing to make it jump through the gate, the rift?
I remember, what does it take to drive it last time?
So it was an engineering check first. If I believe so. Yep.
Remember, I don't have engineering. It's like I just have mind, and it's like I have a good mind, but I just don't have engineering. So.
Yeah. Well, you're doing better than probably most of us. So.
I have 1 engineering, 1 mind, and 1 arm. And if I remember correctly, this requires many things to be fiddled with.
Yeah, this tends to require both arms.
Great. Well,
I can pull this lever over here, just tell me one.
If the 3 of you do it together, that would be an extra die for sure.
Okay.
I mean, then
All right.
it's 100% turns into like the team Voltron exercise.
Yep. The screen splits into 4. There's the 3 of you and just unconscious Chance.
So we roll engineering to just essentially
Mind engineering +1. That's plenty enough. You can make 1 action with it. Which action do you want to do?
well, I guess that's gonna have to be to get up, right? Because it was knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a, yeah,
Just
I
move
guess-
forward, right?
getting it up, yeah, and then moving.
We lay siege to the townspeople.
As it stands back up, you hear like gears grinding, but also there's the like screeching sound of metal doing things it doesn't want to do. You hear pipes bursting somewhere inside the chest cavity. Steam hissing. The machine, the Titan, still gets back up.
I think
But
I hit it
it's-
hard.
Well, it only has to move forward, so.
It takes a step, 2, and jumps into the rift. The rift closes behind it. You find yourselves in a very, very familiar setting. Black everywhere. Little dots from time to time. And then you realize that you've knocked the person that's supposed to direct you unconscious. How do you steer your vessel?
I'm just gonna look outside. Listen, baby. I know. Listen, I said we'd give space to each other. It's okay. I'm not here for you or my stuff. Don't worry. Hang on. I'm just gonna like walk over to him, and I'm sort of gonna like slap him in the face a little bit, and then I'm just gonna like pull a. There's like a little stoppered. It looks like a glass, like beaded. Yeah, beaded. It looks like a glass vial,
Mhm.
and I'm going to sort of hold open like his mouth and his nose, and sort of pop it down his throat, and give him immediately 5 vitality points. Unless he was poisoned, in which case it ends whatever poison he has. But I'm pretty sure he wasn't poisoned. He was just, knocked out.
Wait, you had a healing potion?
I had a healing potion, yes. But the I couldn't use it on Utai because the effect he took earlier was another potion that made it so that he was immune to potions. So yeah, I couldn't give him the healing potion.
Okay. Well, it works. And Chance just... What? You guys again? Oh, come on.
Come on, yeah, no, come on. Think of home, or you know where we're going. You know where we're going. And as I say that, I'm just gonna sort of like half lift him up like it's like a drunken friend at a bar night.
He looks through the eyes outside, goes, "Oh shit, the fuck."
Think about it hard, and
You could have also just, on my head.
this is your fault. So think of where we're going, or you stay here.
Okay, and the Titan, you feel it like veer in one direction and then just spin around, just, barrel roll towards a different place. Swoosh. And at some point just stops immediately, turns, and then continues in one direction. Chance is having a bad time.
Well, whose fault is that, really?
Well, theoretically, the person that punched him, I'm just saying.
No, we wouldn't be
wasn't me
here.
for a change.
We wouldn't be here if Chance wasn't trying to steal a robot.
Let me just make sure he... Yeah. It's difficult. But he doesn't need 3 successes, he needs only 1. And eventually, after a lot of shaking, turning, and flipping, you reach one of those points of light that as it gets bigger and bigger, you see a starry night sky over a kind of slow-moving ocean. And when you pop out, you're basically still driven by the momentum that you had in the void. And you see in the distance an island. There is a rocky island with what appears to be a castle on there. A castle and a village. It looks abandoned. And the Steel Titan crashes not on the mountain, no, not on the village, but on a nearby mountain. Can y'all give me an body and athletics roll as that entire thing, or I will say body and athletics or spirit and resistance. As the Steel Titan just smashes into the mountain. Three,
Alright,
1.
2.
Oh, 2. Yeah, 2, 1. I'm just waiting for Ayas. 1.
Last 10
All-
seconds, I just kept saying, Vernier thrusters! Vernier thrusters! You know what?
What does that
I'm
mean?
supposed to be here.
Everyone takes 2 points of damage, -1 per success.
Okay, so 1. Okay. Oof.
All right, a little banged up, not too bad.
Well, nothing.
And Chance himself is... You said he's got 5 vitality back, right? 5 vitality, and he's going to definitely use body. Yeah. Chance is also fine. I think his body was still limp enough from from having
Yeah.
been knocked out recently, that
Mhm.
he didn't take anything. But the Titan basically, like a crash test dummy, just
Yeah,
explodes in different parts. Like the
it's
arms
just-
go flying everywhere. The head itself basically lodged into the mountain and sort of slowly rolled down. And by the time that everything is quiet again, you are on your ass in the control room in the head, which is now completely turned upside down. The windows that were the eyes are completely broken and shattered. You hear night birds, and it's cold. The wind that blows in brings with it a few snowflakes. But other than bruises and maybe a few like aching joints, you're fine.
Well, everyone okay? It looks like we're here.
I think I've reached my capacity for rough landings for today.
Mm.
Where's here? Is here? And you could look around and be like, oh.
It's island. I'm willing to take that. It's not a void, so you know what? Okay.
You think she was? You think she seemed angry with me? No, it's okay.
I look for our former colleague, prisoner, captive,
He's crawling out.
problem.
He's trying
Yeah.
to crawl out of the thing.
Oh, you don't. Grab him by the leg and pull him back.
Damn it.
Okay, why here?
Any chance we can, just talk about that around the drink somewhere?
No, right now. This is all we have.
Uh,
You want to come here? You're here. Why?
yeah, I wanted to come here, but with a functioning Titan and my
Yeah,
hand's
well-
not bound.
Well, you're not gonna get either of those things, so why?
Okay.
Yeah, and besides, you can't. And as I said, it was like or like sit there and fidget, and we're like toss like the gun into his lap and be like, "You can't go killing no syndicate leaders without your gun, Mister."
Oh, it's not a syndicate leader. He looks
Your
definitely ashamed.
boss. Oh, it's your. Oh, it's even better. That's even a better twist. Oh my God, shit. Leslie now is gonna pull himself down from the tangled wires that he was on and be like, "This is even better. This is even better. This is even better, guys."
This
Except
is-
right. Whoa. Oh.
This is where Kagura is. And this is where
Kagura.
Jasmine is.
I mean, that was gonna be my next guess, but I kind of was going for the not so obvious love triangle. Like, you guys get it, right?
Yeah.
What love
Method.
triangle?
Like, in the stories, you always go with the grizzled, boiled axe hero. Like, listen, don't worry about it. It's when we sell the cool story later, it'll work, but not for now. Anyways, we're here. We have a bad guy to go after. Let's go after him, right? Because
Is Jasmine working for Kagura?
kind of both were. Remember when I said that we were looking for Satoshi?
Mhm.
And that we
I do.
sort of needed help? Well,
Kagura was help.
who would know the void better than yokai? Or the powerful ones, anyway. So
Made a deal.
yeah, favor for a favor. It's just the list of favors we owe.
Kept getting bigger and longer.
Yeah, there's a lot of sub favors in there.
Yeah, yeah.
When he's gonna try to get back up like on his own, on his feet, even though his hands are bound behind his back, and he's, after I met with you in Zurich, I figured maybe there were other ways we could find Satoshi. So we're here thanks to you. Yeah.
Haha, optimism.
It's just now
I'd
I
say-
don't have a giant robot to fight a kind of powerful yokai who has my former colleague probably hostage. Because
You
she
gonna go back to
probably
the
knows I'm
agency for
here.
help.
Oh, I mean, you would have heard this noise for, miles around.
It was quite a rough landing, yes.
Yeah, give me just a second. The people of Saijo are probably going to come and check at some point. And no, he looks at Oro, I'm not going back to the agency, they will lock me up. They're not going to help.
Well, I mean, technically we're helping right now.
Yeah, but you're not regular agency people.
Special
Well,
circumstances.
You're not a regular non-agency helper person, so...
Yeah, you got that right. There's
You were-
static coming in your ear, but at some point you hear Benji's voice just go, team?
Yes, we can hear you.
I can see you. I can...
How?
I mean, through your eyes. There's a
Oh.
connection. I don't know where you are, but it seems you're kind of close.
Yeah, no, I said we were close. I said, could you deliver us help to the, that island that
Oh.
I said.
I thought I answered. I guess not. Maybe I was vague. I can't. You're on your own.
Yeah, can I be more clear? There's actual yokai here, and I'm gonna bring Chance over, almost like there was a video that he could see, even though I know he can because he can see
You
through
can
my
see
eyes.
through
So
your
I'm
eye,
like,
yeah.
we can see Chance, but yeah, because your pal here, big bad yokai, right? Like big bad yokai, terrible yokai. So he suggests. What do we suggest, Chance? Like
Chance looks at you dead in the...
shebang?
He looks at you in the eye, but you know, Leslie, he's not looking at you. And he just goes, you never told him about the island, did you? And the three of you in your ears, you just hear a sigh. No.
More secrets, Benji?
Come on, guys.
It's not a personal secret. And Chance adds, no, it's a company secret.
Oh, come! Are we doing this now, guys? This is rescue time. This is Calvary save the day time.
Chance, that's Benji talking. Wow, I'm gonna try avoiding talking to myself that much. But Benji asked Chance if he still has a few friends in Saijo. To which Chance says, maybe, ? And that basically, that's all the help that can be done. And he asks Chance to basically explain what it is, because at this point, you'll probably be, like, branded fugitives or something the moment the agency learns about where you are. Benji's gonna try to, shuffle paperwork around to cover your tracks. Since, you were supposed to still be home. And,
I mean, technically, we're on the same planet right now.
yeah, but, that original mission? Not retrieving the blueprints, but, the one I never told you about. The one that you officially, in the books, are doing.
Mhm.
At some point, people are gonna wonder why you haven't been back yet.
About how far off away from? Oh, that's odd too. It's just suspicious. Are we?
Well, your original mission was to go to refuge, so that's at least true.
Mm-hmm.
But you were supposed to fetch a parcel and deliver it to someone else.
Mhm.
Nothing too complicated. It's just some low-level things, but it's also something that didn't have a high threat level and should have been easily done in like 48 hours or less.
Shouldn't have
and-
had
Oh.
people falling into the void.
Well, there's a lot of things that happened since then, but 48 hours are almost up, so I'm just I don't want to have to mark another team as MIA or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll do what I can from here. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. You can trust Chance. And then he sort of begins whispering as though Chance could hear him. But keep an eye on him. He's a slippery bastard.
Hmm.
Benjiro out.
Look at Chance. So, what's the plan?
Well, the first step would be to untie me.
Let's start big picture
Hmm?
first.
Okay. We get the Saijo. We find some place to restock. How gray's your moral code, by the way?
Good. Why is that is that going to be an issue?
No, but we might have to collect a couple things. Because, there's no, like, well-furnished armory over here. It's not the agency. We're doing things differently. Also, keep whatever brainwashy ideas the agency could have given you about yokais and Simon is plucking kamis, yokai and kami, to yourselves while we're here. We're probably the only humans on the island, Jasmine notwithstanding. And then once we're equipped, we infiltrate the big castle and we hopefully do not confront Kakura in person, and we just kill her in her sleep. And then I'm free, and Jasmine is free, and then we can probably get around a table and a drink, and you can tell us all about the rift and the void, and what the hell. And then we go on our merry ways. Jasmine and I find Satoshi, we're all fine, and you go back to Benji and probably whatever dreary existence you have with the agency. Right? The big 9 to 5.
As opposed to
To a life of excitement and crime with the Syndicate?
I thought you left that bit about how you were going to punch your ticket and leave. And if we do this, you'd be hunted for the remainder of your life, right?
Oh, by Kagura's people, yes. I'm still a card-carrying member of the Syndicate. I'm not going to change that. It's not like the agency would take me back.
How gray is your moral code? Okay, Chance.
It's like charcoal.
So you were completely fine with wiping out miles of witnesses with your little stunt.
Normally, the rift would have been open for a split second. Would have jumped through it, and people would have thought that it was maybe a lightning bolt that struck too close. Also, we don't have cleaners. We don't really care about those things. The people should know about the war.
But you know how our agency would react.
Yeah. But it would have been too late by then. There's no way they could have tracked down everyone who were there, especially if, agents weren't there to tattle on me.
It would have worked itself out as your angle here.
Yeah, basically.
The worst case scenario, Seal Court knows now.
Well, I mean, a few hundred, maybe 1,000 people knows. They know that something's up. And then maybe eventually, after a couple of years, maybe like 1 or 2 people will have actually kept digging. And they would have been inevitably recruited by the agency. Everybody else would have been alive.
I don't think you're a bad guy, Chance. I don't think you're a good guy, but I don't think you're a bad guy. But you are reckless.
That's the closest to a compliment everyone ever gave me.
Yeah. And not good reckless, like my friend Leslie here.
Reckless. Yeah, I've been called that.
Yeah, the kind that just gets people hurt for no reason.
Not no reason. I have reasons. The reason was to come here and, smash a castle.
He was going to get himself killed. Now he's going to get all
What?
of us killed.
I'm going to get myself
Slightly
killed.
different.
You should know that the hero going on a revenge spree, and you of all people from 5th Street, mister,
It's
would
great
know that the
because he
revenge
thinks he's
spree
the
always
hero.
ends. I am the
Hey.
hero of my own freaking life.
That's Realmist.
You know what?
Making this
Take it
something's about
from
people.
someone
no,
that
I mean, like, just in this plot situation, you misunderstood. There is no hero, and you are leaping to your death.
Yeah, take it from someone who works in like make-believe area. Things aren't like that, and you would have killed a lot of people.
I could see it though. It's definitely POV. Everything's going the way they need to, and if everything
Still-
works out, there is a happy ending for them. But for everyone else that got in the way,
It's delusion.
everyone else that didn't get out of the way fast enough, that's a different story.
Nice. It's all working out now because now the team's together, and now we can save everyone in the day.
Now
Sorry, I just-
there's... Okay.
If we were working together, I just wanted to get to know you and how you think a bit more. If we're going to survive this, I mean,
Well, I like horse riding, sunsets, booze, and living. I like living. Oh, I love... You know one thing that I love more than anything?
Money.
Not being tied up in a non-sexual way. And he shows his binds again.
do anal beads fall out of his pocket?
No.
I will go over and untie him. By the way, what's the
Ah.
deal with you and our potential hostage situation? You guys enemies? Lovers? Enemies to lovers?
Jasmine?
Yeah.
What did Benji told you about us?
You got along until Satoshi went missing, then everyone split up. The fact
Yeah.
that you two didn't stick together would indicate that you had either very different goals or didn't get along.
Can you make
Don't ask for a mental roll. Don't ask for a mental roll. Can I squeeze the truth out of him with melee?
it
I'm kidding.
spirit and manipulation?
Spirit and manipulation. Okay. All right. It's not terrible. We're going with a strong dice pool of 2 again. That's a 0 success.
He says, let's just say we had different views on how to do things. She wants to tell you about it, she can. I would like to put that in the past. And that's the most honest thing I've said since we've met.
Oro's trying just to get like a gauge of how stupid he's going to be when Jasmine gets into the picture. But oh, one last thing. While I have time to recharge Key, I'd like to do a little God's right eye and see if he has anything magical on him.
He's got...
Before I untie him.
Yeah. Does he have anything magical? No, he doesn't have anything else. He would have had the claw, but like there's no like magical aura around him.
No illusions at all.
No illusions. I think you remember he is able to use God's left eye.
Yeah. Oh, right.
And I think he used the Visions of Desire also on you. Already.
High powers.
But
All
that's
right.
it.
I'll give a look to my 2 colleagues, my 2 comrades, and then I'll slowly untie Chance.
Thank you very much. And you hear by that point outside, you hear like shouts of like... They're not... I shouldn't say shouts. It sounds more like roars and cries of animals. Like a lion, a bear, and other sounds that are definitely stranger, like a whistle, like a 2-tone whistle. There's another that seems to be mostly human in the sense that you think someone replied no to one of the shouts, but it sounded like it was just like echo through the mountain.
Oh, yeah. We're still in the big crash site that made the very large sound. People are probably going to investigate.
Yeah, we need to get out of here. We'll make plans as things go. So we should first thing.
Chance, you
sure we're
said
not
something
being-
about restocking by helping ourselves to some supplies
Well,
nearby.
Do you need to restock is my question. Can I
How
have my
long do
gun
my
back?
drugs last? How long do my drugs last? Until I take another one?
Let me see.
Forever?
Let me see.
Just super swollen?
Those were the ones you took from the armory, right?
Yes, Oxhorn Root. Raises my body by 1, so I have a body of 4.
It's for 1 hour.
Oh, probably done by now then.
At this point,
Swollenness.
yeah.
I mean, I could use some more, but it's not like required. I can make do. What about you two?
I'm so good.
Still good? Leslie?
Ooh. I got something wrong earlier. The first aid
Oh.
kit was 1 for 1. So
Oh.
you would have regained 6
wait.
HP total.
All
That's
right.
still
I
negative.
still took 1 in the
Plus.
crash, so I'm
Yeah.
down to 9. Thank
Yeah.
you. Leslie, you good on supplies?
I mean, and other than, I am very sad I took a pistol and not something else because
Well, we can, like I said, we can go grab something else. I need a little pick me up because he looks at himself and, you know, somehow deep inside of you, you can feel that he's got 5 vitality out of 16.
He's got
Yeah,
the
that's-
exact amount of vitality that was in that health potion I gave him.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 16, he's feeling really 5 right now.
He's feeling really 5. He's like at a third, you know?
Mhm.
But if none of you need to restock, it's not like he's never, you know, stared death in the eyes.
Leslie, did you want a different weapon other than the pistol?
Depends on how hairy things are gonna get, but
We're kind of at the heart of enemy territory here, it sounds like.
indeed.
I mean, this guy brought a giant robot for a fight, so on a scale of us to a giant robot, I think that's the difficulty curve here.
Onward and upward, or downward, because we're at the bottom.
He
Onward.
Chance is gonna look at you real quick, Leslie, and just ask. Aside from an iron, what's your weapon of choice?
Whatever works, usually. He thinks about it because he's like, I haven't actually tried to narrow it down before because he's used guns and he's used the other thing. He just hasn't really done like melee. He hasn't done the one class he wasn't good at was the traditional melee martial arts, everything else.
Chance is going to go to his trunk and get a Bowie knife out of it and hand it over to Leslie. It's a bit more quiet than a 6-shooter. If you take it, otherwise he's gonna keep it. But if you do take it, it's basically a melee weapon that does 1 damage. That is, it's got the trait highly concealable and precise. Which highly concealable means that if you hide it on yourself, it cannot be seen unless someone actively pats you down.
I already got something for that, so I'm good.
Okay, so he's gonna keep it. So no, out of game. Do you want to restock?
No, unless we want to recharge our NPC, I think I'm fine. I think we're for good.
I can make do without.
All right, then he's going to bring you down the mountain. Avoid the search party and aim straight for Kagora's castle, which we will reach after this break. Stick around, everyone. We're gonna do some real ninja shit when we come back.
続けたあの日の夜はびこる赤煙はひどく私バラバラに崩して涙の音だけがただ聞こえかすかに言った幸せに生きて今あなたを願うなら果てないよも孤独に負けぬようにと今はただあなたを叫んでる永遠の命とあなたとの約束を 私バラバラに崩して涙の音だけがただ聞こえかすかに言った幸せに生きて今あなたを願うなら果てないよも孤独に負けぬようにと今はただあなたを叫んでる永遠の命とあなたとの約束を 私バラバラに崩して涙の音だけがただ聞こえかすかに言った幸せに生きて今あなたを願うなら果てないよも孤独に負けぬようにと今はただあなたを叫んでる永遠の命とあなたとの約束を
Hello.
Hello.
So, you've made your way down the mountain. You've crossed part of the snowy woods that are there, separating you, or at least the crash site, from Kagura's castle. Chance would have explained, just as a heads up to your team, that basically this entire island, Shikoku, is sort of not, well, yeah, kind of a well-kept secret with the agency. It's an island full of yokai. It's an island that the agency is aware of, it being on the same world as Nakatsukuni. They allow them to live there because these yokai have proven themselves to be either reasonable or at least wanting to turn over a new leaf after the war. Like after they were caught, they were freed from the brain, not the brainwashing, but the hive mind. And so they're there. It's more or less like an island prison because they can't really leave. There's a way to leave the island by boat. Chance will explain, because it's not the first time he's come here. But the agency makes sure that if anyone else from Nakatsukuni happens upon the island, they'll either wipe their memory or find a way to make it, believe that it's a urban legend, an hallucination, or whatever. But should the yokai on the island turn bad in any way, they're goners. And Chance will explain that a lot of the yokai on this island are not good. Their moral code is sort of also gray. Their moral compass. And that some they basically hide in plain sight, like Kagura. Because the agency doesn't monitor the island. It goes on, the agreement is a good faith agreement type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's a danger because, well, you don't know who among the yokai here are on Kagura's side, who's not. For sure, the ones that are not would probably not be happy to have a traitor in their midst. But there's no way to know who's who. And so Chance...
And it would
Still
put the ones that are trying to change, put them in danger if we allow it to that.
Yeah. Which is why Chance and Jasmine kept their visit at a minimum.
Still a little... sounds kind of problematic.
Oh, it is. It is. But then again, most of these yokai, they don't have masks. They can't mingle with the rest of the worlds because they stand out. We haven't found any worlds where creatures like talking ferrets are a thing and you can just keep them there and they would blend in with everybody else. And of course, many of the yokai on this island were, caught by the agency at one point or another. No one is native to this place. The old inhabitants were all wiped out during the war. And that would bring you, kind of at the end of this conversation, to a new page on Roll20. A ruined village. Can you all see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I've put your characters in the top right corner. we don't really have like an overlay for it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and describe this village very quickly. It's a fishing, farming village, nestled on a coast, just up a steep ravine that descends immediately into the ocean. The buildings in here, you've got a few houses. There is a smithy, a blacksmith house. For you players, it's this one here. I guess I'm gonna change my color so I can ping. But it's a tiny one here. It's the blacksmith. This is a big barn that's like across the street from the blacksmith. There's a manor house all the way at the end of the village. So basically imagine this village is, it's one street, right? It's a town of like four houses. Sizable houses, by the way. Oro, you come from Nakatsukuni. In the city, houses are smaller than this. This is not to scale, right? It's not like 5 feet per square type of thing. For the purposes of moving around, right? We'll go with like the speed you have on your character sheet. But like imagine that it's bigger than what you see on screen. And so it seems like it's basically just a small community that grew around a manor that was probably held by a lord, who is probably the person depicted by the giant 30-foot tall statue, striking a dramatic pose with his sword raised high. It's in the sort of next to the manor, a few feet away, so that it's built on a low hill so that it oversees like the sea itself, right? And peppered throughout the village are 3 20-foot tall watchtowers. As you approach, chance would tell you that the watchtowers are often manned by some of Kaguro's people. There are other security measures. He's not quite sure what there is in total. But the manor is at the complete opposite of where you are. And so I will ask you, players, we're going to go in initiative order. Basically, just take your turn, each one of you, however you want to do it. But there is, as you arrive on the scene, the weather starts to turn. High above the island, 2 of the kami of the sky, a massive falcon made of ice and a humanoid composed of clouds, are crashing into each other and fighting. And this gives birth to a violent storm. Already the wind picks up and the waves become a little more agitated. You can take your turn in however order you want. You should have a speed on your sheet. Right, in feet. Each square is 10 feet. To make it simpler. And you would notice, well, actually, I say you would notice. Can you all give me mind and awareness? I only need 1 success.
You asked for too much, Simon.
I know.
And 2
3
dice.
successes.
1 success.
1, 3, and 2. So over here.
3, but yeah.
Oh yeah, 3. Sorry. Boop. You notice as you creep closer to the village that basically installed under the roof of one of these houses is a security camera, which is of a technology level that is way above what Nakatsukuni should have. And it sort of sweeps around. The red sort of triangle that you see is basically, if you ever move in, you'll be spotted. There are several other cameras. You might see them players on the map, but if you want to know where their angles are showing, you'll have to make awareness checks. And that'll count as one of your 2 actions for the turn. I'll remind you, you have, a movement and then 2 actions that you can take. Let me switch from the calm music to, bit high octane stuff. So who wants to go first?
I'll take the first stab if you guys
Can
don't
you
mind.
mark the cameras on there? I barely can see them.
Do you see the big red V?
The V, yeah, but are those other things cameras? I can't everything's
Oh.
kind of like everything's kind of
Fuzzy?
yeah. Like I
Um,
can't necessarily super tell which ones are cameras, which ones aren't.
I think that's the camera.
Grab a thing. I'm gonna put them in yellow.
Okay.
I'll draw like a little yellow circle, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Yutai's highlighting them.
Alright, thanks.
One here.
There's a lot of cameras.
Here, one here, one here, one here. Yeah, I think you got the other ones.
Simon's circles are neater than mine.
Well, it's because I took the ellipse tool.
He
Because I
cheated.
suck at drawing with a mouse. But yes, there's a ton of them. So, Oro, you wanted to go first.
Yeah. I say the others this might just be slowly moving through this minefield before they can spot us. First, I'm going to use one of my key to activate the right eye and see if there's unseen things that we can't tell, like magical defenses. Or maybe magic hiding other cameras from view.
Let me see. No. The watchtowers are made of wood, by the way, and you would notice that at the at the junction of where the legs connect with like the observation deck platform, right? There's magic holding it together. Probably because if the storm that's coming is any indication, if the island gets swept up by tremendous winds and all that often enough, these things are probably liable to topple. And so they've been magically reinforced. Kind of magic that's similar to your chains, so that it holds the poles in place. Makes it more difficult to bring the whole thing down.
Okay.
And the watchtower next to you, by the way, is empty. I forgot to mention. Shan says that they're often manned, but the one right next to you, like 30 feet away to your left, is empty.
Did Chance say this was like a deserted part of town?
This entire village is deserted. Well, taken over by Kokoro. She
Right.
elected to live in the manor. People don't come here unless they have business with her. They kind of know to keep out of here.
Aura points at the cameras. If they're all worried about whatever's walking on the ground, it might be better to go above, though I'm not sure how sturdy these roofs are. I'm athletic. I'm not super stealthy. Could I, using my athleticism, get onto a roof and also kind of use that to judge whether it can hold our weights? And
Do you
maybe
want
in that
to-
way we can dodge the cameras?
You want to jump onto the roof ninja style?
Yes, I would like to jump on a ninja style. If there's any time to do that, it would be now.
All right, give me body and athletic.
Yes,
and
sir.
Let me just check. How tall are they? The barn itself is taller than the rest, right? It's like, in this case, it's 30 feet high. Every other house is 20. So basically, the watchtowers and the top of the roofs are at the same level, but then the barn kind of hides a bit from like the watchtower at the very end of the village.
All right,
so
Eric. This is the thing I'm good at, athleticism.
yeah,
4 successes with
Oh,
the 6.
plenty enough. You jump from, standing position on the ground and land on top of the roof.
I'd like to then try to assess the angles of the 2 cameras I can see from this roof on the barn that are closest to us,
Yes.
if I have any actions left.
Well, jumping was your movement. What's your speed?
Gotcha. My speed? Well, it is, of course, 30.
Okay, so where is your character? Right here?
The purplish one.
So
Yeah.
5, 10 plus 15 because you have to jump 15. You still have 5 feet, so you can still move like 1 square along the roof if you want. It is solid enough. For all intents and purposes, on the map there are squares where the roofs are damaged. Yeah, those places are probably liable to fall, right? That they're you can see that they're damaged. If there are other places that are like weaker, i.e. traps, you don't see them at the moment. Can you give me an awareness check for both of those cameras, please?
Sure.
In this case, because they're a bit farther away, I'm going to need 2 successes for you to...
Simon, I only have 2 dice. All right, I
Hey.
just need a 6. Let's go. Nope, 1.
You can use your Inyo if you want. That would
I
be 2
could, yeah.
successes.
The first time I was asked, "Do you want to use your Inyo?" I fully fucked myself over for the majority of that combat, so I will immediately use my Inyo, learning from my past mistakes.
All right. Then in that case, for 2 successes, one of them is sort of making an arc pointing towards where you guys were coming from. You're out of sight because you're too far. But it, depending on how it turns, right? It could potentially see you.
Okay.
Not the 3 of you down on the ground, but Oro, you're probably at the very edge. The other
Oh.
one that you can see on the barn, that points to basically like the rest of the town. This one definitely cannot see either the roof or behind the house that you're standing on.
Am I getting the sense that the camera can move and look at me?
Basically, when all 3 of you have played, I'm gonna move the cameras like, what is it, 45 degrees?
Oh boy.
90 degrees? 45 degrees. In one direction.
Wait, so I am in danger. That if I stay here, it will
They-
see me.
They all move clockwise.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we can be on this roof for like one more round before we get swept. Then
All right, let's go.
uh,
do it.
I did move a square back, Simon, and so
Okay.
action to assess, movement to climb. Can I use my last action to give a hand up to everyone else to like either give them a bonus for their athletics or?
You'll give a +1 bonus to whoever is next, or whoever next wants to jump on the.
Perfect. All right, that'll be my turn then.
Cool. Who wants to go next?
Or we'll like hop on the roof, look over to the cameras, come back over, and tell them like that they're probably going to sweep. But they got to move quick. The roof can hold us, and he'll hold a hand down for the next person who wants to come up if someone wants to join him on the roof.
Yeah. I think I would go up on the roof. I think it seemed like a good idea. So I think she'll go up next.
All right, you can make body athletics +1.
Two success.
Plus. Okay, yeah, no, you have your die on there.
Yeah.
I just need to check a thing. Movement. It's fine. It's fine. Oh yeah. It's you only need one success basically.
Okay.
And it's 2 for 1. So you can move to like a square adjacent to Oro if you have enough movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If your speed is 30, you can be somewhere adjacent to Oro on the roof, and you would still have like 2 squares that you can move.
Okay, and then. I think that's. We'll go over here. We'll make a head start and kind of go over here. That'll be it.
And what are your 2 actions?
Can I jump across?
That would be one of your actions, yeah. Yeah. What's your athletics rating? Just pure
2.
athletics. 2. You can count it as difficult terrain, but basically 2 or I said I forgot it's 10 feet per. God damn it. 20, 40. Now you would still need to make another athletic roll and get at least 1 success.
Okay.
Or is there like a dash action? Oh, no, if you use your action to dash and jump, you're fine. You don't need to make a
Okay,
check.
yeah. Dash and jump. What's that like?
Alright.
Dash is.
It basically doubles your
Double.
speeds. You can move 6 squares, but those 2 first squares are going to count as 4 because they're in the air. So it's like 2, 4, 6. Yeah.
All right.
You land on the barn and you hear the beam under you just crack a bit on the way. But so far it's holding.
Mm-hmm. I will kind of like look back, thumbs up to Oro, and just whisper, "Be careful jumping on here. It doesn't seem as stable as I'd wish it. A little bit of creaking when I jumped on, so just keep that in mind. This one seems a little more rotten than the other building."
Sorry, I've got a cat that's demanding. Okay.
Or we'll give a nod from across as he looks down to see if the other 2 are going to join them up on the roofs.
Well, it might see Leslie, maybe not quite arguing a chance because Leslie's clearly having a sort of age before beauty sort of thing going back and forth, where he's like, "No, seriously, like, where you need to get going because you half know where we're going anyways. So come on, let's go."
Fine. It would be hilarious if Chance messed everything up.
Well, then Chance gets to be a little decoy then.
Ooh. That's 5, 6, 7 successes. Yeah, chances on the roof. And similarly to... Oh, can I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he's going to use all of his actions to basically jump. He's currently basically like holding on to the roof at the end of his turn and like holding himself back up.
And Leslie's just half muttering to himself as you see him takes off and goes, "Show off! I wasn't like that." Like, can I feasibly run along the side of the building here without being seen by the angle of the camera, since it's turning the other way?
I would say if you have like 1 success on a body stealth roll, definitely. You just need 1 success.
So I could run. I do body stealth.
Yep. If you basically if you or spend your Inio, I mean at that point, because it's just 1. Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, I got 4.
So yeah. So remember, it's 1. You can move 3 squares at normal pace, and then for each dash action that you take, 3 more squares, unless you're jumping, in which case it changes.
So by dash, it's how many squares?
6 total. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5, 6. Yep,
yeah.
that's it. You're still on the ground though, right?
Yeah, that was the idea. It was like everybody else was running on the roof there, and he wanted to sort of run here and then sort of like push up against the side of the corner here, where the like underneath where the camera is, right?
Yeah. Do you want to do anything with your second action?
Is this the bigger barn that you said was 30 feet, or
This is the
one
big
that's-
barn that is 30 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You're on that side. You're on that side. Never mind. But because you're, like, on the ground, I'll say you notice that there seems to be something piled up in the back here. Maybe if I can put, like, a quick token of some kind. Do I have a very quick thing that I can just throw in? Maybe not that.
Like something more than snow.
It's it's snow, wood, debris, but it doesn't seem like it fell from the it doesn't seem like it fell from the barn itself, right? Like it was shoved there on purpose.
Well,
Here, I'm gonna use this.
I don't think I can
Owl
jump up there with
space.
my action, right?
Huh?
Can I jump up 30 feet with my action?
No, because the distance to jump is doubled, so it would be 60.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
turn, you could, though.
Yeah, that's right. Then, yeah, no, I would just sort of be peeked up underneath the camera so that, I wouldn't be caught underneath its turning abouts.
Then on my turn, I am going to... yeah, like that. Oh. Like this here. Wait. You're kinda... Okay, I have to do it manually. Like this. And like this. Aya and Oro.
Mm-hmm.
You see walking down the street a green-skinned mountain of muscles sporting 2 horns on its head. Black, like wet hair, sort of hiding most of its features. It is playing with a knife, walking down the streets and just patrolling. It hasn't seen any of you yet,
Okay.
but just so you know, there's someone. As for the storm, I think I'm good for a couple of turns before anything happens. Yeah,
Like a lot of
it
moving
just
parts.
keeps picking up.
Yeah.
So next round. I think what I'm gonna do for people watching. Let me attempt something, people. But you can go Oro. Any order that you can. You don't have to keep the same order as the original turn order that you did on the first turn. Oh. Can't really do that, can I? Sorry, chat. Well, okay, players. Can you make sure that you're not looking at Twitch?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because if I share my thing, it shares everything I see, including the GM layer, so you've got...
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's
Ooh.
fine.
Ooh, secrets.
Cheat code, what?
So... there you go, people. It's gonna hide some of our faces a little bit, unless I like move my cam, I guess. Over here. Yeah. Not good. Hello. It's a bit strange, but at least we're kind of still there.
Let's see. Wandering DM at
Uh-huh.
Twitch.
Okay, so who? So we good for turns?
I can go again.
Okay.
Which is mainly GTFO before this camera sees me.
Yep.
So, is this symbol in the middle? Is that the wandering?
Yeah, that's the
symbol?
guy. I think.
Oh, you don't see the name?
I don't see
No,
a name.
it's fine. It's fine.
Ah, okay.
We'll figure. We'll keep it.
It basically, yeah, it's a ogre. But yes.
I'd like to do a cool, like, running leap off this building onto the next one, stealthily, quietly, and with grace.
Well, because you said stealthily and with grace, that requires a stealth check.
Oh, wait, I meant with muscles. Muscles so powerful that they break the sound barrier and also kill the sound before anyone hears it.
Yeah, he's thinking more mashly. That's
Uh-huh. That, like, if you don't want the Namahaga to hear you, you would need to make a stealth check.
I know I'm not good at stealth, though, is the thing. So rather than roll something I know I'm not great at, I think I can see the guy, right? Like map
Yes.
knowledge, character knowledge. Okay. I think I'm going to slip off the roof and softly land to the right.
That's
and
fine.
just move quickly. So 5, 10, 15, 20 and join the...
It's
the
10,
ground
20,
steps.
30.
Oh, 10, 20,
It's
30.
10 per,
Okay.
per square, yeah.
Okay, so I've joined the folks on the ground. Is there a way through this building, like a door or a window on this side?
On that side of the barn, no. Like I said, the little owl face is like a conspicuous pile of rubble. And the door to the barn would be like right in front where you see the dirt path leading into it.
Could I examine the conspicuous pile of rubble from where I am?
That would be... You would have to use one of your actions to like at least dash a little closer. And then the second action to investigate it, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Oro kind of presses against the side of the building where Leslie is, and he peers across at this pile of rubble.
And you give him... I don't think you need anything. Yes, can you give me awareness?
My right eye, would my right eye still be active? Seeing through illusions and magic?
Yeah, there's no magic though.
Gotcha. Awareness, you say?
Yes.
Okay. Investigating. Default power of a dice pool of 2. Hey, 2 successes.
You needed 2 successes.
Oh,
It's a dead drop.
dead drop.
It's a dead drop, and not only that, but it seems to conspicuously cover a probably like an entrance to a basement of some kind that the barn has. Like a cellar, right? Like a cellar entrance.
So more just a basement, not like a network of tunnels.
You don't know.
Okay, that's fair. I will use our tattoos to communicate that information to the others. There's a pile of rubble. I think it leads to an underground level. It might just be one room, might be a series. But if we got company and the storm picking up, it might not be a bad place to duck into.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my turn is over. I have no more actions remaining.
No, but you still have 2 squares that you can move.
Wouldn't I
If you
be
want.
moving into the camera, though?
Well, I mean, you can move in whatever direction you want. But, if you want to move like a bit, like moving right underneath the camera is fine. Like that square where you've circled the camera.
Mhm.
That's fine. The camera doesn't see right directly underneath it.
Could I move 2 down? Would that be me hugging the building, or is that a little?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
the roof is a little like longer, wider than the barn is.
Gotcha. All right, I'll move 2 down then.
Okay.
All right, and that's my turn.
All right, Leslie or Aya.
Okay. I think I is gonna continue going. 10, 30. I'm gonna dash.
Okay.
to here.
As you move past the midpoint of the barn, you feel the roof sag,
Okay.
and I will need you to make. Whoa.
Okay. Just athletics.
Let me see. Yeah, because
Athletics,
it's like
okay.
body athletics.
Yeah. All right. Good. 4
Oh,
successes.
That's perfectly fine. However, the thing does break. And the crash sort of attracts the attention of the Namahaga. He will, like, because we're doing turn by turn, right? But he's like in the process of turning to look at the barn. That's what's gonna happen on his turn. You've cleared the distance. Yeah, you were so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think you were dashing. So you still have 1 square, right?
Yeah. So where's this camera look? Or these cameras?
Can you give me awareness?
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Three successes.
Oh wow. All right. So you see this one here. I didn't have my select tool. This one. This one. This one. You would see with 3 successes this one and this
I can't
one.
see which ones are which ones.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna put them all. It's gonna be a mess, but
Okay.
Can't tell if this is Metal Gear Solid music or Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay. Very quickly. How
it's a copyright-free
Well-
fight song.
what mechanism do the things turn on, like the The cameras, like the camera in
Oh,
front of me.
they have like a little like pole that attaches itself to. For most of them, it's like under a roof, right under an awning or something, and they pivot. And they have an arc of probably 360 degrees, but like none of them are gonna turn to face the building that they're attached to directly. But like if you lean over, you can touch the camera.
Alright, I will,
Oh, wait, you're over there. Surprise! There's another ogre guarding the statue. Technically, he's over here, sitting at the foot of the statue.
So is he guarding it, or is he just guarding it?
Yeah, he's quote unquote guarding it. Yeah, I think he chose this spot and just sat down.
Alright, for my action, I'm going to summon the duplicates. The two other duplicates, and just have them sit on the roof.
Okay. Wow, roll 20, you suck. It won't let me write in colors. Oh well.
Okay.
You summon your duplicates. It's 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tint to them.
Okay, that's it. That's my turn.
Alright. You want them to sit on the roof?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Leslie. Leslie, it's your... Unless you wanted Chance to go before you. Oh, I think you're muted.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, no. Then I would take my movement and bit, especially hearing the noise of the barn there, to run and I guess sort of half jump off the corner to get up here. So like above where Oro.
Oh, okay.
stored up.
You're jumping on top of the.
Yeah, I'm like essentially getting and jumping up on top of like the corner of the roof corner, like yeah, here.
Like, so the top of the barn is at 30, so this is like maybe like 15. So it would be your entire speed to jump on there.
Yeah.
You would still have 2 actions. You can dash as part of an action if you want, but you still have your 2 actions.
I do want to. Let's see, dashing could get me over to here. And then down, right? Yeah. Well, dashing could get me over to here, and then I could be here. And then from there, I can keep that on. So now I'm gonna just watch, because I think we're gonna get some interesting cover incoming. So yeah, no, I'm gonna dash to there, and then now that I get a closer look at this body, I can roll a similar check to before he did awareness.
The awareness, yeah.
Wow, a whole 1 success.
Ooh. Do you want to use your Inio? Because it's 2 successes.
Not on this, because he's just going to chalk it up to being rushed. So he's just going to run over, look over, and look
it
down,
looks like
and
it's
it looks
a
like a
big
body.
pile of rubble. There's
Okay.
like wood, snow, planks, rocks, probably like chips of the statue.
So he said it was one thing. I come over and rush to look at it, and I'm just like, maybe. I don't know whatever he's talking about. And then that's my turn.
2, 3. No, wait. Chance would have seen the 1, 2, 3. So he's gonna stay on the roof, hang back, but he's gonna like slide down over where the camera is. Just so you remember, Chance can't hear you over the comms. You're muted. Listen.
Yeah, he's not on a personal radio, so
No, that's it.
he's got to be in actual.
So like, yeah, so he didn't hear what Oro said earlier. All right, camera and everything turn. He's going to come forward. Make a check. Are you? Are your 3? You and your 2 clones? You're like literally just sitting at the top of the roof, right? You're not trying to hide or anything.
Yeah, we're trying to hide. Of course. we're
Okay,
here.
you're trying to hide. Okay, I wasn't quite sure. Then can you make stealth against my awareness? Go, boy. Yeah, can you score at least 1 success? Yeah, it's a very much Skyrim
yeah.
moment of
Okay. good.
the ogre coming to check and be like, must have been the wind.
Well, you said there's a storm going on, right?
There's very much a storm going on. It's getting closer by the end of next turn. It should be right above your heads.
So we can cut him some slack. He's not that bad at his job.
No, that's it. Alright, so I'm just gonna move the rest of the cameras. There we go. And this one can't really go that way, so it's going to start
Okay.
moving the opposite way now that it hit the wall. And this one. There you go. Everything moved. It's your turn.
I think I would definitely mention to Chance. Actually, he's right by me, right? I would ask
Yeah.
him, "Do you know if there's like underground tunnels? There's an entrance here," and I point to the pile of rocks in the shape of an owl.
He goes, I know there was like a secret, or yeah, like a back door to the manor if Kokura needs to leave. She's not the type to not have multiple exits. That might be one of them.
I would talk quietly into our comms. Aya.
Hmm?
Leslie, we might have a back way in down here. And Oro will go over and try to excavate this entrance.
It would take one of your actions to sort of excavate it. Then you'll notice there are doors to like a root cellar. If you want to open them, that's another action. But first, there are, aside from the doors, there were bags in here with change of clothes. They are the most nondescript Nakatsukuni clothes.
Definitely an escape route.
So, you know, the type that'll help you blend in. Basically, if you wear these clothes, they're not magical or anything, right? But it's a spare change of clothes, and if you need to pass off as like servants or something, yeah, that would work. That would help.
Okay. One movement, one to open and uncover.
Yep.
Little metagamey. If I use my last one to open the door, then I'm out of actions and moves, and I'll be stuck here while the camera sees me next turn.
No,
Could I
because
instead-
you only moved one square.
Oh, I can use the rest. Okay, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you could go down the stairs.
Can I grab the bags on the way, or is that another
Yes.
action?
No. You can grab one.
Definitely an escape route. In here. And I'll grab the bags and hurry down the steps outside of the camera.
It's not a storm cellar. It's a tunnel. It's like a smuggling tunnel. And it seems to be going basically straight. Assuming that north is like at the top of the map, right? It's going straight west. So you have disappeared. I'm gonna move you. I'm gonna put you in the water for now.
All right, I'll just follow. I will follow Oro in there.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can just slide into the tunnel. What do you do with your clones? Do they do the
And
same
they'll
thing?
slide down. Yeah, they'll just come.
Everyone, fucking going into the water. Leslie.
I'm gonna make sure Chance follows suit.
1, 2, 3. Yeah. He can get there. He would be the last one behind unless you want to be the last one behind.
I mean, yeah, me and him will, I guess, close the door.
He wants to like do the cool thing of like closing the doors, but I guess you're also there. It's like he's gonna grumble.
We're
and
having
resort to
like
just...
we're having hero versus hero fight moments. I guess it's like
Mhm.
I'm from. Are we both from the same homeworld? Is this what's going on here? Is this?
Well, isn't it
Okay.
obvious?
Ow.
Clearly, he should have been my sidekick, and that's just what didn't happen. And he's trying to live into that now as we've
Yeah.
got the chance to team up again, and he just can't gel into it properly.
Can you give me spirit and insight?
Oh yeah, hole 2. Oh,
Wow,
but I got
2
a
successes.
3.
He's not from 5th Street.
I'm sorry, 2. He's not from what?
He's not from 5th Street. He's not
Ooh.
from your world, but he seems to really
Emulate?
act like, emulate. He might have either spent a lot of time in 5th Street, or he might be a 5th Street-aboo.
He's a transplant. He's somebody who really, really liked it.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Out of game, he's from Steel Court. But he's like
Hence
from the
knowing about it.
America Steel Court, right? So the Wild Wild West. The tunnel, by the way, goes west straight to like under the middle street. And then it bends and exits right here. Who's the first person to open the door? To exit the tunnel?
I guess I can go. Then.
All right. Aya, can you give me... Well, you'll open the tunnel. Can you just roll a d10, d6, just a single d6?
2.
2. What's my GM layer? All right. So that would be 2. So 1, because it's clockwise, right? And then it hits the wall, so 2. So it goes like here. here. As you open the other cellar door under the smithy, you are basically right over here at the edge of the camera, the field of view. Can you give me body and stealth?
I'm sorry, shit, that's wrong. Alright, 1.
Well, that's fine. That's one success. Yeah, you just like open it a bit and close it. You weren't seen. If you wait like a turn, by then the storm is gonna hit. But you'll be clear out of sight, and
Okay.
this would be like 1 turn, 2 turns. This would be like this here. So if you hug the wall of the smithy, you can probably just like cross rapidly into the manor.
Yeah, I'll do that.
For this, if the whole group wants to, I would need like a group stealth check.
Okay, I'll make that.
So body and
roll.
stealth each. And high wind environmental hazard.
5 successes.
Ooh,
Oh, wow.
Nice.
There
2
we go.
successes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Yeah. The guy sitting at the foot of the statue does not see you at all.
Okay, good.
And also there's high wind. So what does it do? Oh, it's okay. You would have penalties to your range attacks, but it doesn't change anything for stealth. You enter the manor. And the moment you're in, Chance goes, I know the way to Kagura's chambers. I don't know where Jasmine is. I don't even know if she's in this building. But if you follow me, and he gets interrupted almost immediately by a woman's voice that says, you will go nowhere. And imagine that you're in a foyer, right? And you have like the staircase going to like the second floor, right? The staircase that goes like up once and then splits into 2. And in the middle of the landing, almost as if she teleported there, is a very strange woman. She's dressed in, well, basically her like entire upper body is bare except for like a binder across her chest. But her hands, arms, chest, neck, and even forehead are filled with eyes. Black and red eyes that just keep looking everywhere. They move of their own volition. And she is holding Jasmine by the neck. Jasmine is trying to breathe and has trouble breathing. But she's like holding her like this. And she's got like her other hand sort of just open like this next to her face. And Chance will whisper, shit. I can stall. Help. And for once, Chance Lionheart looks completely taken by surprise. He will walk up just a step or 2, draw his gun, and just go, I'm just here to talk, boss. We're not... But these are my new associates. I wanted to introduce them to you. I'm not here to do anything wrong, you know? And she goes, do you not think that I haven't seen the giant titan that smashed into the mountain? I knew it was a question of time before you turned against me, Chance. And I told you, if you run, if you leave, I get to end her. And she just like shoves her hand closer to Jasmine's face, and you see all of her little red eyes begin to glow. Just gonna do a little thing, and then you will get to act, but I need one roll first before we do like initiative or anything. That's 3 successes against.
Is this like a resistance? Is this a role that someone can contest?
So currently, it is, but it's between Chance and Kurogami. Kugorami. Kagura, Jesus. Chance begins to talk to her, and you notice that, well, you've all had training. You know it's not a Mikio, but you also know it is part of the shinobi training. If you took those classes, he's basically sort of kind of hypnotizing her with his words. Out of game, it's the conversationalist quirk. So she needs to beat his role to do anything else but talk. Unless someone, you know, puts her life in danger. Does something, you know, violent or aggressive. But right now, Kagura's attention is fully on Chance, and the three of you have the way clear to do whatever you want. Let's treat it as a surprise round, basically.
Okay. Anyone have any ideas to get her away from Jasmine? I can make her restrained or grappled, but that only stops movement and gives just a small penalty. Doesn't really remove the two.
I don't think I have anything that would prevent anything from. No. Shoot.
I think
could
I
try-
have an idea.
Ooh, a Leslie idea. I'm all for this. Whether I'm told about what it is before it happens or not, it's always exciting.
I assume Chance is still talking. Is Chance like glancing back at us, trying to get the like, I hope these guys are getting what they're doing kind of way, or?
No, but like he did like cross his fingers behind his back, just very quickly as he was like drawing his gun, and making like a little like subtle movement, like tapping his back as if like to give you a like go signal.
All right. Well, I'm not going to get any too close. I just need to make sure that I am. Am I within 50 feet of this crazy monster lady?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say she is 50 feet away from you.
Okay, then I'm not gonna say it too loudly, just get loudly enough so that Chance can hear me, because I hope that he would get at least a reference. It's gonna be like, oh, well, Chance, I'm your Huckleberry, and then I am going to fire my dart gun, which is filled with a hysteria toxin, directly into this Mrs. Busy talking to our friend here, so that she is either going to be, hopefully, either terrified of Chance or me, whichever one she is talking to. But I have to roll marksmanship in mind, I assume?
Yes, and you need 2. It's marksmanship. Yeah, marksmanship in mind, and you need 2 successes. Now, as this happens, the other 2, Aya, Oro, you also have your like surprise.
Bam.
That is 2 successes. All right.
So she makes a difficulty 4 endurance check, unless somebody else makes a medicine check on her, and then yeah.
All right. Difficulty 4. Yeah, that's a 3.
So the source of the target's fear is the first thing they lays the first thing she lays eyes on, or me, the person wielding the thing, you know, that I shout out on, and she is afflicted by the advanced mental state of I guess whatever it is, hysteria, terrified, whatever.
It's not clear.
Okay. Here's the
Advanced threatened
problem.
mental state.
You shot a creature called the 100-Eyed Demon.
In one of those,
She
eyes, I
lays
hope.
eyes constantly 360 degrees around herself.
Oh.
So I would like to know what the other two do, and then I'm going to describe whatever chaos happens.
God's left eye, which I guess kind of messes up that.
No, go ahead.
I get God's left eye. The storyteller will tell me what that character is going to do on their next turn. And
Oh.
then anyone I warn get a +1 bonus to oppose his actions.
She's going to panic and fire her eye beams wildly in every direction. Sort of like someone who's jumpy and like has an itchy trigger finger.
I see.
However, it's not going to fire at Jasmine
Okay.
because she's got like 100 eyes. There's like 1% chance it's the one that goes towards Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably just going to shoot like random parts of the manor.
I'm going to yell out barrage incoming. So if anyone, I guess, wants to do something to defend themselves, they get a +1 bonus.
What about Aya?
Am I able to dash to her space?
Yes, if you move and dash, you get to her. She's 50 feet away, so
Okay.
you still have action.
I'm gonna move into her space, and I have Monkey's Charge, which is I get a plus bonus to checks made to move through an unwilling character's space. Actually, when you move through a character's space, they suffer the prone condition. I'm gonna just knock her down.
Oh.
Oh wow! So you charge.
Yeah, it's gonna be the three, I and the three Mirages just kind of like run, and then she jumps and trips.
Out of curiosity, can the three of you roll a d6? If you roll a 1, you're the unfortunate target of one of the random beams.
Okay.
One coming right up.
4, 4.
Just 4.
You called it.
Or
Oh, one success.
The beams fire everywhere. Basically, like one hits the railing, one hits the roof, one doesn't hit Chance. Fires at like a piece of carpet nearby. All of these places take 2 damage and they suffer the burning condition. So the manor catches on fire. And then she gets like promptly just like dropped to the ground.
Did she let go, Jasmine?
Well, it's not like Kagura can really like that was her round, so Jasmine will sort of tumble down the stairs, roll, and she's like in a crouched position. She's unarmed, but she's like ready to dash anywhere. That was Kagura's turn. Your turn, players.
I'm gonna try cheating again with like another God's left eye.
Well, then it'll depend what Aya does.
okay. No, what? What, do I go first, or you can go first?
Well, it's because Oro's gonna do. He does God's Left Eye, but Kagura's reaction will depend on what happens on your turn, right? So I'm gonna have the two of you play first, like you and Leslie. Tell me what you want to do, and then that way Oro can know what Kagura's going to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm effectively acting as like a last minute like warning signal. It's like this is what's gonna happen. And that'll give us a little bonus to our defenses.
Okay, huh.
She is
Or
prone
actually,
in front of you.
yeah,
right?
she is prone. Can I actually try going first?
Yeah,
I'm
go
going
ahead.
to do something
do it.
else. Spirit shackles.
I
I'm
need
going to
to
make a focus check
Uh-huh.
against your resistance. Until you succeed against it, you're grappled again on shift into the spirit world.
Ooh. All right. Fourth turn. Okay. Sorry, I need to keep track of something. And it's you said my resistance.
Yes, versus my focus.
Okay. Boop. 0 successes.
I have 5 successes.
Um.
So they cannot move. They have a
Oh, yeah,
-1
the-
penalty to anything other than breaking their grapple.
The
Physical
chains
actions, I should say.
catch her, hold her in place, and that is when you hear the sound, the completely not medieval sound of a chopper. In the interest of time, because we're running late, and I know some of you have places to be tomorrow early, but Benjiro comes on your comm and goes, I pulled a lot of strings. I hope you're alive. There's a getaway vehicle. You've got 10 minutes.
I yell in the comms. There better not be gravestones when we get back.
Ah, you're alive. Great. If you want to bring Kagura with you, you can. She's currently panicking. She's afraid of everything. The roof, the fire, you, the carpet, herself. Chance will look at Jasmine. They both will look at the three of you. Thank you. We're not coming though. Right? That's your cue, not our cue.
You can get out on your own.
He's gonna look to Oro, point to the bag of clothes. Probably gonna need this though.
Look at the bag. Then I chuck it at them.
Jasmine will say, I don't know who you are, but thank you.
A lot of missing context for Jasmine.
Thank you so much. I take it you're with the agency. You'll be very interested in what's upstairs. Alright, we gotta go. Chance will tip his hat.
I'm not
And
the Chance.
Huh?
Don't
You
cause
can be
too much
my
trouble.
wingman anytime.
he wants to retort, but Chopper. So he's just gonna nod and leave without saying like last words that he would so much like to say.
We would have made a great Buddies 80 flick.
There's still time for a sequel. Aya, can your clones deliver Kagura to the helicopter? I think there's something upstairs that
Oh,
might be
they
waiting for
can't
us.
like. I can take her. They'll just like disappear. They're not really.
Oh,
They're just images.
I thought they were real.
Oh, that's a good. That means they're effective. But yeah, I can just take. And she'll like kind of like gesture to her. So if anything happens, we can take care of. But don't take too long.
I don't think we have a choice. House burned down around us and all. Leslie, want to check out what's upstairs?
I mean, yeah. Especially because, as I'd said that part to our disappearing Chance, I kind of want to have swapped pistols with him and exchanged the crappy, generic, just the standard issue ones that I keep getting from like the agency with his cool with his cool pistol that he had. So
Uh-huh.
I would like to roll a last second stealth check.
Yeah,
to see
sure.
If I managed to get it off him.
Body and stealth, yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna be opposed by his mind awareness. You will need 3 successes.
One final one-upman. Come on. Oh no. I couldn't switch out the guns. As I walk away with you upstairs, I'm just gonna be really sad. Like no.
No, but you did swap out the gun. You have a toy gun version of his.
He's such a con man.
But you also swapped out your real gun, so now he has 2 real guns and you have a toy gun.
Such a
I'd like Chance if we had more time to know him.
Upstairs,
Yeah.
there are piles of scrolls.
What the?
Like, all over. Imagine when you get, like, there was the foyer, right? And then you go up the stairs, there's a mezzanine, and there's like a big sort of a reception area. And they're all over. They're pinned to the walls. I'm not talking like prayer scrolls. I'm talking like giant, like 3, 4, 5 feet long pieces of paper.
Mm-hmm.
It's all written in a strange cipher. Oro, all of this is magical.
Okay, we need to take all of this.
This is a lifetime of work, though.
Indeed it is. We'll cut to back home as you are congratulated for your mission, for the success of your mission. First of all, theoretically you failed your real main mission. But the agency is willing to overlook it because what you brought, those magical ciphers, will effectively take a lot of time to decipher because the magic on it will erase everything should you fail to properly deactivate like the magic trap on it, right? But they make several references to the Green Demon, who was a lieutenant in Izanari's army. And that's a big target. That's eluded the Shadowscar Agency for a long time. It's gonna take a few weeks, maybe months, to decipher all of this. They'll get their top people on it. And instead of being reprimanded or demoted for having clearly gone rogue for like 3 days, your punishment will be to go after the Green Demon. It's like a promotion, but also kind of not.
Just like.
Let's see, you're muted.
I realized as I was saying that, but I was gonna say Leslie never even got to get this as a demotion because he would have went in starting to demand that he be put on the team that to go out to be part of this. So they just would have been, well, yeah, congratulations.
Oh no, if
I mean,
Leslie's requesting it, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean it's like a promotion, but there's also like like light warning associated.
Yeah.
Is it a light warning or is it like a suicide mission? Like, okay, go fight the final boss on your own.
Oh, yeah, it's basically this. Well, what it is, dear players and dear chat, is the end of our short shot of Shadowscar. Lynn, if you want to do your outro first, because I know you need to go. The mic is yours.
Okay. Hey everyone. I'm Lynn, Gremlin Art. This has been a lot of fun. Glad that we are pretty stealthy. Did a good job being stealthy. And getting everything done, despite being like pain in the ass to our group, to our overseer. But yeah, everyone. You can catch me Gremlin Art pretty much everywhere on the socials. You can catch me next on Valdrin's channel Thursdays for Daughters of Io, our Girl by Moonlight game, mech game, and on Sundays for Become One on Press North Desert Forest channel, where we are on our way to maybe possibly diplomacy our way. I mean, it's probably gonna be a fight. Like, we got attacked on our way to the this diplomacy, so like we're gonna try and get one of the stores back and not create a destabilizing diplomatic incident with the vassals of our wonderful twin brother and sister in our party. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thanks Sam for running this. This has been fun.
You're very welcome. I know you gotta go, so thank you so much for playing in this campaign, and
Yeah.
we'll keep in touch.
Yeah. All right. Love y'all.
Ciao, Lynn.
Bye.
Love ya.
Bye.
Let's keep going with our outros with Leslie.
Pardon. Swallowed a frog this evening. I am Leslie, otherwise known as Justin. You can see me around the socials as Justin Time, Justin something, wherever you find me, probably. And this was fun. Thanks, Simon. I appreciated being mostly a ninja most of the time, except for most of the rest of the time when we weren't. So I appreciated as we discovered ourselves and what it meant to be thrown across the universe.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for taking part in this very strange adventure. And lastly, Oro.
Hey, I'm Yutsai. You can find me Yutsai up Blue Sky. Had a lot of fun as well as Oro. It's always a great time trying to be a competent character, but the dice saying, maybe not today. As much as I enjoyed all the cool ninja stuff we got to do, I still enjoyed thoroughly the cool ninja stuff I attempted to do and completely crashed and burned. It's always fun. But yeah, I had a great time.
You ripped the roof off a car.
It took a couple rounds to do that.
But earlier today you did that sweet ninja jump.
Yeah, the sweet ninja jump. Not as sweet as the one on trying to get on top of the giant robot and just what was it? Wile E. Coyote running in the middle of the air and falling. You get some, you don't get some, but it's all fun and always interesting, the ups and downs. But yeah, had a great time. Thank you so much for running. Can't wait for the next game.
Very welcome. Thanks for coming yourself. Listen, friends, this is the end of one campaign. There will be others. I think what I'll do is I'll wait until the release of Shadowscar, so we have, the full rule set and everything before prepping for this other adventure. Of course, players, you probably figured it out, but I'm going to reach out to the three of you, probably to also a fourth member, to have a team of 4 when the game is released, as you all will go chase after the Green Demon. Which I now realize is probably a euphemism for doing a lot of absinthe, but
No, isn't it like the Jolly Green Giant? He was that big famous figure in
Corn person?
food produce in America.
Yeah, the Green
Are you
Giant.
sure it's not
I also
maybe a
know the
metaphor
Green
for capitalism.
Yeah, the Green Fairy is the absinthe thing, but if you do a lot
Yeah,
of it,
it's
I
Green
figure
Fairy,
it turns
yeah.
into a demon. Anyway, that said, we will be taking a short break on the channel here for a couple of weeks. We'll be back. I might do some periodic streams here and there, but as far as big campaigns are going, there is one coming up in August. Here, we're going to go back to the continent with with The Witcher. I'm sort of going back to my roots, but you can also find me before then. From July 4th to August 8th, I will be GMing over on Trooper SJP's channel, a game that I've been working on for a while now, that you will get to see the first sort of public preview of it. So I hope you come by, you tune in, and you watch. I hope it's going to be fun. It'll serve as kind of also playtest, so it might be a little clunky. But it's a very interesting thing. I think I spoke about it real quick at the New Year's thing. But the premise is essentially what if the billionaires actually did terraform Mars? And what's the shit show that comes out of it? So it's sort of Fallout meets StarCraft meets Westerns. Yeah. Someone said it was close to the Martian Chronicles or Technomancer, and sort of, but the planet's a little more terraformed. So it's less Mad Max and more that intro sequence in StarCraft 2. You don't know what it is? Just go back to look at the intro to Wings of Liberty. That said, thank you so much for coming every week, everyone. Thank you, players, for being here, for taking some time off of your busy weeks to come play this ninja game with me. And we will leave by rating Praxagora Thesmophoria, who is currently playing, I believe, Dragon Age over on her channel. So let's go and say hi, spread the love, and we'll see you somewhere on the mosaic in a couple of weeks. Ciao, everyone.